Hi there, Scorpio. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for October. And it's a month which begins with Mercury, the planet of communication, still working its way through for the first week, the part of your scope which sees you network with other people. With Venus also in your sign through to the 17th, you're going to be pulling a lot of admiring glances your way, particularly if you're footloose and fancy free. Your ruler, Mars, is also now making its way through the part of your horoscope to do with how you express yourself. And you can do so with tremendous persuasiveness and conviction right throughout this month. However, there are some potential catches. On the very first day of this month, a very psychological new moon occurs. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, recently moved into this area where he's going to be for the next year. This can be a time for you, even if it's not immediately apparent to you, to actually grow the way that you think about things. Your belief systems can go through quite an alteration during this next year. It may be that you're going to become more interested in spiritual matters, in healing. You could find a particular culture or message that really reverberates very strongly to you, which captivates your interest in a great deal of a stronger way. But in the first 2 weeks of this month, Jupiter is clashing with Mars, your traditional ruler. This is a very, very powerful aspect. It can make us very self-confident, almost to the point of being overconfident. But I think it's possible that someone could try in some ways to just give you a little bit of a steer on a particular philosophy or outlook. Whether you'll be open to this or not is really down to you. But if someone does challenge you about some of your ideas, and this feels to be slightly threatening, this I think is something that you need to be conscious of this month, because until the Sun moves into your sign on the 23rd, followed by Mercury, until that point, I think there could be moments this month when you do feel a little bit raw and opened up. And it can almost seem as if there's some kind of conspiracy going on. There isn't a conspiracy going on. It's simply the heavens' way of prompting the suggestion to you that maybe the ideas that you've held firm for many a moon may be ripe for some kind of renewal. But that prompting may not just come through the heavens and reading my content or watching my videos. It may be played out in what people say to you, the interactions that you have. And some of these can prove to be a little bit unsettling, quite frankly. But that doesn't mean to say they won't be good for you. And it's important that you aren't too defensive. A point in case is the full moon of the 16th, which sees the moon clashing with the sun, but with Uranus alongside. So something you may be reluctant to look at may be forced into the open, however you feel about it. This could be something to do with the practical arrangements in your life. It may be something to do with a health issue. Nothing that necessarily is going to be serious, maybe something that you kind of know needs looking at and have been putting off, and somehow circumstances may force your hand a little bit. It could be around a job that you're not really enjoying, or colleagues that you don't necessarily feel totally comfortable with. But if issues do get driven out into the open this month, and particularly in week 3, when there is a conjunction between your two rulers, your traditional ruler of Mars and your modern ruler of Pluto, the worst way you can react is almost to use all of your power to face down anything anyone else is saying. What would be much braver, really, would be to open yourself up and listen to their ideas. And once Venus moves out of your sign on the 18th, your appreciation of other people's values can actually be enriched. You can also find that your cash situation picks up then too. The Sun moves on the 23rd. Mercury's move this month through the sign of Libra is very swift, from the 7th through to the 24th. And once that relocates into your sign, I feel it will all start to make a little more sense to you. It's as if you're beginning again, but knowing that there are some aspects of your existence that are altering, whether you like it or whether you don't. Now, the last week of this month also sees a very potent interaction between Mars and Uranus, which can create an awful lot of nervous energy. If you're not particularly happy in a job, I feel that there could be an element of stress that comes into play. But what the Sun and Mercury are saying to you is, with this new knowledge that's emerging for you, whether it's coming from within yourself or from the promptings of others, what you can do is take a firmer grip on your life direction, in touch with the person you are now, not the person you were once, or not carrying the messages which were imparted into you and all of us when we were very young. This is a chance to go on something of a psychological refresher course, and if you can open yourself up to it in a non-fearful way, by the end of this month I feel that you can be feeling so much happier, and also communicating a message which is absolutely true and authentic to you as you are now. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.